up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. Just finished the season finale and the wrap up of Mayans season 5. Man, it's been a long ride with Mayans. This is one of my pillars of my channel early on when I first did the season 1 of Mayans, and I loved every minute of it. Season finale, I'm gonna talk about the most versus the whole season. Because it was just tying up loose ends. I kind of felt like with this season, it was a bit rushed because of, not just saying because it's season 5 ending it all versus 6 and 7 to kind of hash out more. But I couldn't be more happier with the season finale as we got close to 2 hours of a season finale, which is something very rare in TV that we get to see. And I was thoroughly pleased with how this season wrapped up. Only because we started off with Easy ascending the ranks of being president, seeing the pressure of being president, on top of Creeper going to jail and finding out this whole thing about what happened with Easy, knowing Easy's past of this is everything, how Easy got into power, how he got into the Mayans, all of it. So finding out that Easy is basically the rat, and how he ascended the ranks, but it was just more over with the Mayans, trying to put that Mayans at number 1 with this war with Sons of Anarchy, Sam Dino, and finally putting at odds with Isaac, because I had a strong disdain with Isaac since what he did to Coco. I felt like, me personally, you know, when they killed Coco was when I really didn't care, because he was such, to me, a beloved character that was really important. I wanted to see his arc where he got Isaac. That was the person who I wanted to get Isaac for what he did to him. So that's why I was telling myself, you know, with this, it was still justifiable, but I wanted Coco to really be there for all of it. But I can understand at the tail end of it why Coco didn't need to be there for like the last 20-30 minutes of the show. Just seeing Easy's rise of how maniac type of patriarch president that he was, like on an ego-driven drive, but he was really in putting this war to making sure that the Mayans were number 1, and he did that. And that's why I said, I'm like, this was a culmination of a lot of things, especially throughout the season, while a lot of informants was dropping, a lot of people were dropping, and you were just telling yourself, how is he going to overthrow the cartel? And he actually did it when he found the cook, you know, so the Mayans were cooking and giving it to, you know, the cartel's plug. So they kind of rubbed the cartel out, and that left the cartel kind of wondering, okay, what should we do? And then Easy sees the pipeline and the prisons with the 88 and the Iron 88, I think that's what they are, with the cops, that's the cop motorcycle club. So he aligned with them to make sure that the Mayans were taken care of in prison. All while doing so, Creeper's in jail, and Creeper's finding out the truth about Easy and trying to get that word out to Hank. And how Easy was like, nope, you're not getting that word out, and killed Creeper, which was hurtful, because I was like, this is the lengths that he's trying to go to protect his secret. And you know, Hank was, you know, it was going to get back one way or another, especially with Katie losing her badge, and it was like, you know, this is, I feel kind of solely responsible for Creeper's death, luring him in like that. But I looked at everyone's dynamic of how they were as far as this club, even with Neto and the new blood coming in, and how they kind of were rising in the ranks. Seeing just kind of how that unfolded, I was thinking that they were going to drop, but obviously it's just that's the new Mayans, right? So I was like, okay, seeing their kind of character arcs, it paid off in the end. Like I said, it was all justifiable. They didn't really shed light more on, at the tail end of it, spoiler alert, that Easy's girl was pregnant with his baby. They never really shed light on it anymore. Like, it was just, yeah, she is, you know, the dog sniffing her belly and all that. So, you know, she didn't really tell him, you know, that she was pregnant. So I was telling myself, I'm like, that could be a continuation of it all. To see Adelita, you know, pass away, to see the dad get passed away, and leaving Angel, who in the beginning, like the beginning of this season, was just, he was a whoremonger. He was just that one that was just irresponsible, and realizing his ways is not going to help out his kid Maverick. And he's kind of looking at it like, man, he changed. You know, even in last season, he was kind of like, he didn't really want to kill anymore, didn't want to do a lot of stuff. So it was like, you could tell his father mode, his father instincts was kicking in. So I'm glad that at the end of it, it kind of switched roles, where in the beginning, Angel was that one that was always bad, you know, even from his dad, like, I don't rock with Angel. It was always Easy, the smart one, the good kid. And then the roles reversed at the end. So that's why I was telling myself, Easy, only Angel knew how dark Easy could get if he really went down a dark path. And we all got to see how Easy just descended. Ever since he killed that nurse that he knew that was his love interest in Davis, Angel knew, like, he's never going to be the same. He's going down the descent of dark path. You can't change him. So Angel knew, and that's why I feel like that's where Angel was like, I'm about to kind of be on the better side of life. I'm going to guide him as much as I can, but I'm happy at the tail end, Angel was able to take care of his boy. And that was kind of like the mainstay of this season with Angel, was him being a dad. And I was like, even asking his dad, you know, kind of things about how to figure it out. Just sad for his dad's untimely demise, but it was a good wrap up and a good send off nevertheless. Emily and Gallardo, just seeing how she finally got her piece and her end with eventually knocking him off in the bodyguard, all because she never let go of what happened to her sister, which he did kill her sister. So she's been wanting revenge ever since, and she got it. But it never really said what happened after the police was there. Like, they could have just really looked at the cam and it's like, man, you were there the whole time. So it was kind of looked like you were there. So, but obviously she got away with it and got peace with her boy to be free of Gallardo. And like I said, just I loved how they ended the war. I loved what was coming to Isaac, how he crawled like a little dog up in the alley, and that's how he was like, this is not how it's supposed to end. And yes, it was. That's how you're supposed to end. You know what I'm saying? And Easy pissing on him. So I was telling myself, that's how you were supposed to go, because you were a ruthless dude. In terms of Coco's daughter, I knew she was going to go back to that biker gang, because I remember when that biker gang had saved her, you know, with her and trying to get Hope to be with her at that biker gang. Instead, Hope is like, Isaac is, she know Isaac for a very long time, so she knew how Isaac was. And I felt like with Coco's daughter, she knew so much of death that it really traumatized her. Like, she was always searching for a family. And for Hope's untimely demise of how she committed suicide, that's very traumatic in that sense. So I knew she'll go to that biker gang to be like, can I join you guys? Because that's kind of where she felt like an outcast for everywhere else, and then that's a safe haven for her. So I liked her wrap up as well, because she was wilding. Like, I was telling myself, you look like you about to be really off into something, especially when Isaac had got a hold of her. I was telling myself, you might be going down that path that Hope went down. And Hope was trying to get away from all that. So I'm glad that she saved Hope in the end, but Hope just couldn't get away from Isaac and the fear of what Isaac would do. But I liked it. I really did. I liked her, Letty's ultimate, you know, what was going to happen to Letty. I liked it. But all in all, I really enjoyed this season, even with Bishop. You know, Bishop really, I feel like after Easy's demise, he ascended back to the throne of being president of the Mayans, while Padrino Alvarez finally had his baby. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you know, he had a baby with his wife, and he just was realizing how old he was having a baby, but at the same time, he's making the right decision of becoming a family man instead of the violence that with the Mayans. And he could have been gone all those times. So I really enjoyed that arc of Padrino becoming a dad and just staying away from the Mayans, like, dude, and just letting Bishop run it all. You know what I'm saying? So I see kind of how it is, you know, with all of it, but I knew it was going to be a sticky ending for Easy. I just felt like it was, you know, at the beginning of the season, I was like, it's going to be either Easy or Angel, and I was like, it's going to be Easy. And even at the end, I was thinking with Potter, they were really on to Potter. They were trying to come after Potter, and they eventually called it off because Potter, you know, found the missing links, found it all, and was like, okay, he had such a big case with the Mayans, and eventually moved on them. After them killing Easy, they got into a shootout with the feds, and all the Mayans supposedly all dropped. So Potter got the last laugh at the end with the motorcycle club of them shooting it out with the cops. So, you know, although Bishop was ascended to the throne, they all had their untimely demise. So Potter basically won in the end, which I could not stand that dude. I was hoping he would get his comeuppance, how weird he was, even from Sons, how weird that dude was. I was like, I hope you go, bro, but you just can't, you know, and that's, you know, he's the government. So that's how I looked at it with this season. I really enjoyed it. I really looked at it where they were trying to tie up a lot of loose ends, and eventually it became their demise of how all the crime that they were doing for the past 5 years, 5 seasons, I think 6 if you count COVID, but just how they all were going out. I really enjoyed it. This was a good ride. This was really, really a good ride. I give this season a 9.5 out of 10, only because that 0.5, which I feel like this should have been extended to season 6 and season 7, because you have more of the story to tell. It didn't have to be ending in all these deaths. You know, I feel like they all could have had their arc individually over time, but, you know, you all had to go out on their shield, basically, because of Kurt Loder. And Kurt and all these things that was going on with FX. So I totally understand. I remember he said he wanted to wrap it up in 5 anyway, and I think that's what you guys were telling me, so I see why. But I wish they would have more of the story, more seasons, you know, to flesh out what Hank was going to do, what Bishop was going to do, Neto, everybody, you know what I'm saying, how they built the club back up, and eventually what was going to set in on the club, you know what I'm saying. So I was hoping for that, but to get the send-off that we sent, you know, I was satisfied with that as well. So you guys enjoyed my review of season 5 of the Mayans, the final season. Subscribe to my channel, post a comment down below, and like the video. It's your boy D Dyson. Peace.